The Moi Presidency in Kenya, 1979 to 1992. Domestic policy. President Daniel Arap Moi was elected unopposed in 1979 with Mwai Kibaki as his vice president and minister of finance. But Moi was quickly confronted with domestic problems such as food shortages and severe drought. To solidify his power, Parliament passed a law making it a one-party state. Opposition activists like Odinga and academics and politicians that had any opposing views were jailed without trial. In response to the new law and tactics employed by the Moi administration, members of the Air Force attempted a coup on August 1, 1982. The Air Force and university students seized control of the government-controlled broadcaster, Voice of Kenya. They also seized control of the Nairobi airport and the main post office. But the coup was quickly crushed by the army, but not before 150 people lost their lives and extensive damage occurred caused by looting. In order to validate his power, President Moi called for new elections in which both he and Kibaki retained their power. This gave Moi more resolve to consolidate power. He expanded the powers of the presidency. He removed the tenure of the Attorney General, High Court judges, the Controller, the Auditor General, and Public Service Commissioner so that he could dismiss those who did not adhere to his will. Moi also introduced the concept of the open ballot. Under President Moi, he faced a lot of criticism for his heavy-handed approach to governing. Several members of the Moi Kenya movement were imprisoned without trial and accused of trying to overthrow the government. After the 1988 election, Kibaki was dropped as vice president but remained in cabinet. After facing both internal and external pressure, Moi agreed to some reforms such as reintroducing tenure for important posts and secret ballots during elections, allowing other parties to contest the elections. Many new parties were formed, such as the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy (FORD) and the Democratic Party (DP), led by Kibaki after he resigned from KANU in 1991. Due to the fractured nature of the opposition, Moi was able to win the December 1992 presidential election with only 36% of the vote. Foreign policy. After independence, Kenya maintained strong ties with Britain, from whom they received foreign aid and military assistance. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Kenya was mostly silent on African affairs. Kenya did not have a good relationship with Somalia, and after 1975, the relationship with Uganda, now under Amin, was not a great one either. Under Daniel Arap Moi, however, they became more active in the world and in Africa more particularly. In 1991, Moi was chosen as the chairman of the Organization of African Unity. Kenya looked more to the United States than Britain for foreign aid and military assistance. They went on to join the US in the 1980 boycott of the Olympic Games held in Moscow.